All right, so I'm going to reveal what I do with my personal brand to make $10,507 a day. And I know that's a lot to claim. So here are some actual screenshots of my income in different months. So you can see $62,000 a month just from YouTube AdSense alone, $34,000 from sponsorship stuff, $21,000 from PayPal payments, and $159,000 from bank payments directly into my bank. Then here's another month where I did about $325,000, right? So I am making multiple six figures per month with my personal brand. And I'm going to talk about exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis to get this far, right? So the big thing here is consistently uploading killer content, solving real problems for real people with real money. Now, first of all, let's talk about what not to do and what to do. And you can apply this to any type of content creation or starting a personal brand on any different platform, but I'm going to use YouTube as an example, but really it works with any platform. So let's talk about the difference between poor YouTubers and rich YouTubers. So poor YouTubers want to be an influencer. Rich YouTubers want to start a YouTube business. Poor YouTubers want to get millions of views. Rich YouTubers want to make millions of dollars. Poor YouTubers want attention. Rich YouTubers want authority. Poor YouTubers focus on getting views. Rich YouTubers focus on making money. Poor YouTubers focus on their passion. Rich YouTubers focus on leveraging their strengths, solving other people's problems, and being valuable to society. Poor YouTubers focus on entertainment. Rich YouTubers focus on education. Poor YouTubers focus on tips and tricks. Rich YouTubers focus on solving painful problems. Because when you solve painful problems, you give value. And when you give value, you alleviate pain, and that's how the market works. Entrepreneurship is all about solving problems. Poor YouTubers focus on rich YouTubers, right? They copy other YouTubers instead of basically, trying to solve problems for people. Rich YouTubers focus on their viewers and their customers and what they want and what they need and the problems that they have. Rich YouTubers try to do everything themselves. Poor YouTubers automate, streamline, and outsource everything they don't have to do. Poor YouTubers only make content when they feel motivated. Rich YouTubers make content consistently no matter what. Poor YouTubers focus on one video at a time. They basically just make one piece of content at a time. Rich YouTubers batch record and are usually months ahead at any given time. Poor YouTubers are unorganized and chaotic. Rich YouTubers have a system to keep everything running smoothly, right? So I have a system to where the only thing I need to do on YouTube, for instance, is record about 4 hours a week or less. Everything else is taken care of. Poor YouTubers stop making money when they stop working. Rich YouTubers can stop working for months and still make money. So for instance, I'm going to go on a month-long vacation later on this year, and everything is going to run by itself. Poor YouTubers are obsessed with perfectionism. This is a really big thing. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. Rich YouTubers are obsessed with consistency, right? Consistently uploading no matter what. Poor YouTubers focus on everything. Rich YouTubers focus only on the things that matter. Poor YouTubers rely on AdSense to make money only. Rich YouTubers build a business on top of their channel that makes at least 5 to 10 times more than AdSense. And that's at the bare minimum, 5 to 10. There's some YouTubers that I work with and content creators that I work with that make 100 or 500 times more than AdSense. Poor YouTubers are scattered. Rich YouTubers are focused. Now let's talk about monetization. Okay. So sponsorships, low ticket digital products, medium ticket courses, group memberships, software products, SaaS, AdSense, affiliate marketing, etc. As you can see here, many of those are included in this picture. So which one is the best? In my opinion, high ticket products. So I actually didn't even put it in here on purpose. High ticket products. So this could be anything from courses, coaching, right? Coaching, that's a very common one. Agency, that's like monthly recurring. And then of course, services, right? But a high ticket service. You could also throw consulting in there, which is very similar to coaching. It's just kind of a B2B concept, but it's essentially the same thing as coaching. Okay. Coaching, agency, services, and consulting. Those are going to be the absolute best earners. I have done studies on many different channels that make a bunch of money, and the channels that make the most money that you actually have a realistic chance of starting, like not a Mr. Beast channel or anything like that, but channels where you realistically have a good chance of making money and making money fast. do high ticket products. Okay. So another really good one that I like is affiliate marketing. So I really like high ticket products. This is my absolute favorite one. And then affiliate marketing is great because it's just so passive. So you basically get a lot of the upsides of, starting your own product, but you don't have to worry about a lot of the downsides because it's just super passive. So mindset. This is honestly, guys, this is the number one thing. This is actually the number one problem. And I know so many people don't want to hear about this. Oh, like my mindset is great. My mentality is different, bro. Right? But this is actually the number one problem that people have is mindset. Okay. So let's talk about how you can fix this. You need to get rid of things that are more fun than working on your business. If you could just if I could just summarize fixing your mindset in one sentence, get rid of anything that is more fun than working on your business. So we're talking social media, browsing social media. That's more fun than working on your business. We're talking corn with a P, right? That's much more fun than working on your business. We're talking video games. Right? Video games, much more fun than working on your business. We're talking going out, partying, and drinking, much more fun than working on your business. So get rid of all of these things. Working on your business should be the most enjoyable activity in your life. And when you do that, you will just automatically want to work on your business. It's just that simple. So one way you can do this, guys, this is a really good way. For instance, if you have a phone, your phone is going to be one of your biggest sources of distraction. So use blocking apps on your phone. Okay, block anything that is more fun than your business. I'll just give you guys an example. You guys know all the obvious ones, right? And if you're doing these things, you know that you're doing the wrong thing. Obviously, if you're spending a bunch of time browsing YouTube or you're spending a bunch of time browsing TikTok or Instagram, etc., block those apps. But let's talk about one that fooled me, and it might be fooling you too, which is chess. So I thought, you know what, chess, this is an exception because, I'm building up my brain. It's almost like working out for your brain, right? And that's what I thought. But I found myself, there was a certain point where I was playing chess for like 5+ hours a day. And I realized this is more fun than my business. And I was distracting myself by playing chess instead of getting work done. And so what did I do? I blocked chess on my phone and I blocked it on my computer. Haven't played it in a very long time. And what happened to my productivity? It skyrocketed. So literally just block anything that is more fun than your business and you're going to get work done, right? That's like the number one tip to fixing your mindset. And I know this is not fun, right? That's why the video is called This Is Not Fun, but it makes me $10,000 a day. This isn't fun. Blocking stuff that's fun sucks. Video games, etc. That sucks. I love video games. But if you want to be super successful, this is what you got to do. The second thing, avoid common misconceptions. So for instance, don't follow your passion, right? Because this is the common advice. Follow your passion, FYP. Instead, focus on skills that are in demand. And I'm not saying you should completely ignore your passion. If you're really passionate about something, that could be really good for starting a brand about. But there's really good books like Ikigai. Highly recommend this book. It's a Japanese philosophy. And then also So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. Also a phenomenal book. I would highly recommend reading those two books because that's going to really help you a lot. And it dispels a lot of these notions about following your passion. So you should not totally ignore your passion. Basically, the way it works is it's kind of like these three circles. It's these three circles. This is your passion up here. This is what you're good at right here. And this is what the world or the market needs, your niche, the world, etc. And what you want to do is find the thing that intersects right here. That's what you want to find. Something that you don't hate, right? You're somewhat passionate about it. The market actually needs it. This is number one. This is the number one most important thing. I'd say passion is probably number two. And then something that you're good at. And the reason this isn't number two is because you can actually quickly get good at things if you focus, right? So something that you're good at. I mean, and also like, let's just say from a spectrum of, let's say, I don't know, like 7 3, right? So this is skill level. Okay, this is skill. If you're a 3 out of 10, you can teach a 1 out of 10 to get to 3 out of 10. If you're a 7 out of 10, you can teach a 3 out of 10 to get to 7 out of 10. And if you're a 10 out of 10, you can teach a 7 out of 10 to get to 10 out of 10. But you want to know what's actually really hard is a 10 out of 10 teaching a 1 out of 10 how to get to 3 out of 10. Because it's been so long since they've been a 3 out of 10 that they don't even remember how to do it. So oftentimes 3 out of 10s are actually much, much better than 10 out of 10s at teaching 1 out of 10s how to get to 3 out of 10. And same thing with 7s. 7s teaching 3s or 7s even teaching 1s. Right? So it doesn't, how good you are doesn't matter as much as passion, and it doesn't matter as much as the market needs, but it's still something that you should probably, take into account. Like you should probably, either, have some experience with it, or you've already done it, or it's something that a problem that you've overcome in the past or something along those lines. Okay. So let's talk about being yourself, because this is another one of those silly things that you hear all the time, which is be yourself. I fundamentally disagree with this because most personality traits and behaviors can be changed. And the truth is, being yourself would probably mean doing the things and having the habits that got you to where you are right now, which is not where you want to be. So I really think instead of being yourself, you should adopt this, which is be the best version of yourself for the current situation that you're in and adapt and grow. So be the best version of yourself. So if you're, really tired at the end of the day, and you're recording, for instance, well, if you're going to be yourself, you'd probably just record and just be super tired. But if you're going to be the best version of yourself, you might drink some coffee or something, right? Or you might just not record that day at all, And then be the best version of yourself for the current situation that you're in, and then always seek to adapt and grow. Okay, so these are some common misconceptions that keep people stuck. Because you can change. You can change into a completely different person. And this is the thing that separates human beings from every other animal on the earth. You can change into a completely different person. You can become an expert at something. You can, be somebody who's socially awkward or you don't like being around people. You're not very charismatic, and change yourself into somebody who is charismatic. I identified as somebody who was introverted, terrible charisma, etc., socially awkward, and I was able to start a massive YouTube channel. Most people that are socially awkward wouldn't be able to do that, but I was able to change. And you can too. Another thing is harnessing emotions for productivity. Use your emotions to boost your productivity. So for instance, what I mean by this is use dissatisfaction to improve and achieve more. So if you are experiencing, there's two different types of emotions fundamentally, right? You've got positive emotions, and then you've got negative emotions. Those are pretty much the two different types of emotions. And if you're experiencing positive emotions, what I like to think of this is it's almost like the wind. Okay, think of emotions like the wind. You can't control the wind. You can't control your emotions, which sucks, right? But what you can do if you have a sailboat is you can use a sail and you can turn that sail so that if the wind is coming in from this direction, you can turn the sail and use that wind to go wherever you want. You can use it to go this way, this way, this way, this way, etc. So let's just say this is a, okay, we'll make this even simpler. Let's just say the wind's coming straight at you and you have a sail. You can then go boom, boom, boom. And that's kind of like negative emotion, right? Negative emotion. The wind's coming straight at you. If the wind is at your back, then you can go straight. But either way, you harness the wind to improve and achieve more, whether you have negative or positive emotions. And to be completely honest with you, negative emotions are usually more powerful than positive emotions. So usually if it's a negative emotion, it's like a really strong wind. Whereas if it's a positive emotion, it's kind of like a little bit of a weak wind, at your back. It's like, it's nice, but I've actually found that I achieve more when I have negative emotions than when I have positive emotions. But either way, be like a sailboat and use it like the wind. So if you're happy with where you are, use that to reach an even better place, right? Use it just like the wind, harness it. And if you're unhappy with where you are, use that to move forward. And I can't tell you, like, I've had many circumstances in my life where I feel trapped, like when I felt trapped in my 9 to 5 job that I absolutely hated. This is when I had some of the most intense negative emotions. I had super intense negative emotions, and I used that to fuel me to escape my job, right? And that was unbelievably powerful. It's actually a huge advantage in many cases, if you think about it, if you have negative emotions, because they're just so powerful if you know how to harness them. So if you're in a bad place right now, use it. Use those negative emotions to get where you want to be. Also, control your environment. Don't keep snacks like soda, candy bars, cookies, etc. in your house. This is going to make it so much easier for you to be successful because you know all these things are unhealthy for you. You know all these things cause brain fog and they cause inflammation in your body and they cause you to just not be able to perform as well. So don't keep these things in your house ever. If you ever have these things, make sure that you have to leave the house in order to get them. Or if you do order them to your house, make sure you only order just enough to where you can eat it in one sitting. And I guarantee you, if you're addicted to this stuff right now, if you just make this one change, you will probably consume like 80% less just right off the bat. And you won't even notice it. It'll be unbelievably easy. And you'll consume like 80% less of this garbage, right? So control your environment and you just make everything else easy for you. This is kind of like playing a video game. You've got recruit difficulty. Okay, that's easy. And then you got veteran difficulty. If you want like your life to be incredibly hard, have a bunch of things in your environment that distract you and make you want to eat nasty food and do all this shit to you, right? If you want to play the game of business on veteran difficulty, then go ahead and do that. Don't control your environment. But if you want to play the game on recruit difficulty, eliminate every negative thing from your environment, right? Just make it really difficult for you to do negative things. And it's going to be so much easier. And make it harder to get a treat, like going out to buy it, right? You don't even have to completely eliminate this stuff. Just make it way harder to get this stuff. And I guarantee you that'll reduce it by like 80% and you won't even notice it. And also eliminate distractions. So create a workspace that is free from distractions. Keep it clean and organized. If you're working on your computer, don't have 500 tabs open. If you are trying to get stuff done, turn your phone off. Maybe even put it in another room, right? Some people go to ridiculous extents to do this. Some people, there's only one room that they work in and they never do anything other than working in that room. And I think that's not a bad idea. I don't follow that completely strictly, but generally speaking, like when I'm sitting right here, for instance, I'm doing work. And, just doing that, just making your environment like that just makes everything so much easier. And then thinking ahead. So plan for the future. Break down your goals into small steps. So this is what you do. You've got, this is how it works. You've got a current situation and you've got a desired situation. And there is a gap between your current situation and your desired situation. So plan out what your desired situation is. And sometimes it's good to do this 10 years in the future, at least do it like 3 years, right? At least plan it out like 3 years into the future. And at the very least, plan out like, 3 months, do like 12-week sprints. But let's just say you're doing 3 years into the future. Then what you want to do is you want to reverse engineer the steps that you need to take in order to get to that goal. Okay. So step by step, figure out what do you need to do step by step in order to get to that goal. And a really good rule of thumb, and I'm actually going to write this out because I think it's so great, is what could you do that would make it ridiculous if you didn't reach your goals? So just as an example, if you uploaded 1,000 videos to YouTube, which would be a video a day over 3 years, it would be ridiculous for you to not have at least 100K subscribers. That would be absolutely ridiculous. There's almost a 0% chance that you wouldn't have at least 100K subscribers if you uploaded 1,000 full-length videos to YouTube over 3 years, right? Like you could be like one of the worst YouTubers ever, and you're still going to have 100K subscribers if you uploaded 1,000 videos. So it would be absolutely ridiculous if you didn't reach your goal. And so you reverse engineer the steps. What do you need to do in order to upload 1,000 videos to reach your goal? Right? What do you need to do? Well, you need to follow my channel. That's what you need to do. But that's what thinking ahead is all about. Think ahead, reverse engineer your goals, break them down into small steps, and then set milestones to track your progress. I like doing this every 3 months. You know, every 3 months, I set milestones to track my progress to see where I'm at. And then plan your day the night before. So this is all kind of on a macro level. This is like a long-term level. This is on a micro level. So plan what you're going to do hour by hour the night before. And then all you do when you wake up is you just execute. That's all you're going to focus on is executing. Execute, 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 right? Plan tomorrow, today. What I personally like to do is I like to write out these little to-do lists. I have different colors for my different to-do lists. You see right there. And I plan the night before, sometimes the morning of, and then I just execute. And that's it. And if you do that, if you plan things ahead, if you think ahead, it's going to make everything so much easier for you, both on a macro level and on a micro level. Then discipline and motivation. Relying on motivation is unreliable. Discipline is essential. Discipline involves making sacrifices, delaying gratification, and staying on track. So you are not always going to be motivated to do stuff. You might be motivated right now because you're in a shitty 9-to-5 job and you want to escape. That's great. But don't rely on your motivation, because maybe you get a raise and you're like slightly happier with your job and you're just like, you know what, this isn't that bad. And then you stop trying, right? So what you really have to do is rely on discipline. And this is all about simply doing what you said that you're going to do. And when you do that, when you say you're going to do something and then you do it, you execute on it, this builds a ridiculous amount of confidence, and it also gets results. This is what really gets results. People that are disciplined get results. So let's also talk about delayed versus instant gratification. This is also another really important thing. So delayed gratification leads to long-term benefits, and it requires sacrifice and discipline. So instant gratification, this is what 99% of people do, is they just focus on instant gratification. This is only what 1% of people do. This leads to setbacks and indulgence in vices like getting drunk, eating really crappy foods, Netflix and TV, social media, corn, etc. Right? So what you want to do is really focus on delayed gratification. You want to get addicted to long-term goals. Get addicted to long-term goals and start having pride in resisting urges and temptations, because that's instant gratification. Start having pride in that. And, listen, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect when it comes to this for sure, but I keep working and I keep trying to get better at avoiding instant gratification. And I always try to do things that require delayed gratification, like working out, right? Building a really good body, that requires delayed gratification, because there's no way for you to just work out and a month later you've got your dream body. It's going to take years for you to get there. And same thing with your business, right? Also a focus system. So inputs like data and resources are necessary for achieving results. So processes involve actions performed on inputs with feedback to optimize, right? So outputs are the result from disciplined actions. And so another way of saying this, guys, is you can't control the output. So if your goal, for instance, is to make, $100,000 a year or $1 million a year, the only thing you can control is the inputs. And so basically the way this works is you have a hypothesis. Okay, you think that if you do XYZ, right? If you do 1,000 videos, for instance, that you're going to get 100K subs at least. Okay, so that's your hypothesis. That's your big macro hypothesis. Your micro hypothesis is going to be that if you do videos in a certain way, you have an idea for how you do videos, and if you do 10 of those, you're going to have one video that gets at least 1,000 views, right? That would be like a micro hypothesis. But then after those 10 videos, if you didn't have one, you need to re-examine your hypotheses and see what was wrong with it based on the data that you collected. And then tinker, right? You tinker with it, you change things up, or in some cases, you just totally change your direction completely. But after you tinker with something for a while, or after you change your direction, you're going to start noticing, oh, I'm starting to get results. And then when you start getting results, you figure out why you got those results. You have, one video. Let's just say you did 9 videos. Let's put these videos, and almost none of them got results. But this last one you did right here actually got results. So now you need to put everything down. You need to figure out, what did you do in this video that got results? Was it the idea? Was it the way you edited? Was it you telling a joke at the beginning? Like, was it like the fact that you were a little bit negative in the video? Was it the fact that you, called somebody out in the video? Was it about somebody else? Was it about you? Was it about a topic? Like, was there a certain topic that you talked about? Figure out what made this video different, and then make 9 more videos or 10 more videos that are just like this video, right? That are just slight variations of this video. And then you're going to, let's just say only 3 of them do well. Then you figure out, oh, what did these 3 have in common that the other ones didn't? Then you just refine that process more and more. So that's how it works. You have a hypothesis and you tinker with it, and then you refine the process over and over again. And suffering is inevitable, guys. So you just need to embrace it and suffer now through discipline for long-term satisfaction. It's just, pain is unavoidable. However, you do have a choice of what type of pain you feel. So you could feel type A pain, which is the pain that you feel not achieving your goals, being stuck, being kind of like everybody else. Or you could feel type B pain, which is the pain of working really hard and being disciplined and avoiding instant gratification, but then later on you actually achieve your goals. So which type of pain do you want to feel? Do you want to feel the pain of hard work or the pain of failure? You choose. And avoiding suffering now will lead to long-term pain, of course. So choose hard work over vices to achieve your goals, and good things will happen. And when it comes to sacrifice, I kind of already said this, but sacrifice is necessary. So either sacrifice short-term pleasure or long-term goals. Okay, that's your choice. If you sacrifice short-term pleasure, you're going to get long-term goals. And if you sacrifice long-term goals, you're going to get short-term pleasure, but then you're not going to get long-term goals. So prioritize your goals over distractions and vices. And like I said, guys, this is not fun. This is not fun. Okay, it's not meant to be fun. It's not always going to be fun. But you know what's really fun? Achieving your goals. That's what's really fun. And like I said up here, this isn't fun, but it makes me $10,507 a day. And these are the most important principles of doing this. So if you want to grow your personal brand to making thousands a day, or 100, maybe even just hundreds a day, you just want to make it to like 10K per month, or you want to make thousands a day, make it to $1 million a year plus. I have helped 16, 17 people make it to $1 million a year. And I've helped 5 people make it to $10 million a year with their personal brands. So book a call with me down in the description in the pinned comment below, and I can help you make that happen as well.